All right, hi guys. We're going to do a quick review of photosynthesis and cellular respiration for your mini summative tomorrow. Here's a funny little meme with Homer Simpson. It says, "When photosynthesis takes over, and essentially all the plants grow and engulf him." Okay, so photosynthesis is the process of plants making their own food for energy. Plants don't have mouths and take in food like we do, so they make their own food and then they process it for energy. So, the location of photosynthesis is mainly in the chloroplast. So, the chloroplasts are an organelle within a plant cell, and then inside of those chloroplasts are what kind of look like little green discs. They're stacked on top of each other. Those are the chlorophyll. So, it's specifically the chlorophyll within the chloroplast of a plant cell. And the things you need to start photosynthesis, the inputs or the first ingredients, also known as the reactants, there's three main things. The first one's water, chemical formula H2O, carbon dioxide, chemical formula CO2, and light energy. And then after you have those reactants, you will get these products: oxygen, chemical formula O2, and glucose, chemical formula C6H12O6. Some textbooks and videos might call this sugar. It is technically sugar. That's the chemical formula for sugar. But it's not sugar the way you think of sugar, the way you think there's sugar in cookies and there's sugar in popsicles and there's sugar in candies. It's different than that, even though some people might call it sugar. So the balanced chemical equation, in order for photosynthesis to happen, is 6 water molecules plus 6 carbon dioxide molecules plus some light energy, and this can be from the sun or this can be artificial, and that will yield or produce 6 oxygen molecules and a glucose molecule. That glucose molecule is then their food, and they can break that down, and that's how plants continue with the process of photosynthesis. So they photosynthesize to make food, so then they can continue to photosynthesize. Cellular respiration, on the other hand, is the process of cells using oxygen to make energy from food. So plants and animals actually both do this. Animals predominantly do this. But what we do is we take in our oxygen and then we take in our food, and together those break down things into our energy so we can continue to survive and breathe and do all the necessary functions of life. So the location of cellular respiration is in the mitochondria. So the mitochondria is an organelle within both plants and animal cells. The reactants are the things necessary for cellular respiration. The inputs would be oxygen, O2, and glucose, C6H12O6. So we think of this kind of as like the air we breathe, the oxygen, and then the food we eat, the glucose. After we get those in our body does a process called cellular respiration, and it produces water, H2O. Water is necessary for our body, so we take water in, but we also get water from our food. And then carbon dioxide, CO2, we exhale that. And then ATP, which is a fancy name for energy. So ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate, and that's the type of energy we get, and that helps us continue all the necessary functions. So our balanced equation for cellular respiration is 6 molecules of oxygen plus some glucose, some food. So we have to breathe in oxygen and eat some food to get water, carbon dioxide, which we exhale, and energy to continue about our lives. So how are these things related? Like, who cares? Cellular respiration is actually done by plants too. So if you did the gizmo with the plants and the snails, you saw with even the light off that plants could still survive, and that's because they can kind of tap into cellular respiration if they need to, and they're not photosynthesizing, kind of like they do at nighttime when there's no light. But really, they're connected because they constantly rely on each other. So for photosynthesis, you put in carbon dioxide and water and some sunlight, and we get out oxygen and glucose. But those products of photosynthesis are also the reactants, of cellular respiration. So we need oxygen and glucose to come in for us to then produce carbon dioxide and water. So we get that stored chemical energy and heat energy produced here at the end. And after we produce that, the plants take it in to give us what we need. We take that in and we process that to give what plants need, and the cycle continues. So they rely on each other to work. You can't have photosynthesis without cellular respiration, and you can't have cellular respiration without photosynthesis. I hope this clarifies things, and if you have any questions or are confused about anything, make sure you reach out to us, and have fun with the Kahoot, and have a great day. Bye.